I always tell my clients, just like any project, it typically takes twice as long and costs twice as much as you think. So just be prepared ahead of time.
Hi, I'm Wade Hanson. I've been selling luxury real estate in Minnesota and Wisconsin for over 23 years. My entire career has been spent protecting my clients from misinformation and unethical practices by those not looking out for their best interests. This podcast will give you the raw truth about everything real estate so you can make solid, informed decisions about the biggest investment of your lifetime. This is the Raw Real Estate Podcast.
All right, so the parade of homes is in full swing, and I know a lot of you are out and about looking at new construction, and whether you're out there just looking for ideas to remodel your home, ideas to decorate your home, or potentially actually looking to build a new home. There's some advice I want to give you as you're potentially looking to build that new home. So number one, the most important thing I can tell you is have an agent represent you in the purchase or build of a new construction home. I know a lot of consumers and a lot of buyers think that they need to work with the agent that represents that builder. Keep in mind that agent represents that builder and not you. They're looking out for the builder's interests and not necessarily your interests. So make sure that you have somebody on your side to help you navigate the process. It doesn't cost you anymore. There's a built-in commission that will either go to the sales associate that represents the builder or goes to the sales associate that represents you. So always have somebody on your side. Having somebody on your side, I think, is really important, especially if you work with somebody like myself that isn't afraid to give their opinion of the builder. Look, there's a lot of really good builders out there. There's a lot of not so good builders out there. And I'm not afraid to tell you the experiences my clients have had with both. So if I've got a client that's had a really bad experience with a particular builder, I'm going to share that with you. And I want you to go in with eyes wide open. And if you want to continue to build with that builder, that's completely up to you. But I think you need to be armed with the facts and with the information so that you can make a good logical decision when you go to build with that particular builder. It's important that you do home inspections. And I advise doing home inspections almost throughout the process. You can do structural inspections when it's framed. You can do electrical inspections when the electrical's run, HVAC inspections when that's installed. I would ask that you do inspections throughout the process. A lot of buyers think that just because it's been inspected by the local municipality that it's up to code and it's fine and there's no issues with it. So I always advise a buyer to get home inspections throughout the process, and at a minimum, get a home inspection when it's completed to identify any issues that need to be resolved prior to closing. So you're going to be entitled to a final walkthrough and a walkthrough orientation with that builder, but that's not the same as a third-party home inspection. So I would advise you to get home inspections on the property. A lot of buyers don't set a budget and stick to it. That's a really hard thing to do when you're building. And I think setting a budget and sticking to that budget throughout the process is really important. And again, having an agent on your side, that agent can kind of rope you in a little bit and help you stick to that budget and make decisions that are going to financially, I guess, benefit you when you go to sell that home. I see a lot of people get really caught up in putting in all the shiny, upgraded carpet, countertops, backsplashes, things that can be added potentially next year or years down the road, and they overlook the important pieces that can't be changed, like lot and location. You're paying premiums for lots. In my opinion, that's money well spent. You can never change a home's location. You can always change a home's cosmetics. So potentially going with a builder grade carpet and saving some money there might be a better idea than going with a poor lot and not looking for an opportunity to get a lot that potentially backs up to green space, parks, trails, that type of thing. Be prepared for delays. If there's one thing I've learned the last 2 years, and I think a lot of builders will likely be open with you on this and honest with you on this, be prepared for delays throughout the building process. Obviously during COVID we had the supply chain issues, but now we're in employment issues, right? So a lot of these contractors are just getting overwhelmed and booked, and there's just not enough good contractors to go around, so they're falling behind on projects. So they may have caught up on some of the supply chain issues, but I know a lot of the contractor issues still remain, and there's still a labor shortage when it comes to contractors. So be prepared for delays. I always tell my clients, just like any project, it typically takes twice as long and costs twice as much as you think. So just be prepared ahead of time. And the number one bit of advice I can give you if you have a home to sell. Now, a lot of buyers are financially prepared to carry two homes, and they're okay with that, and they position themselves to be able to build a home someday and continue to live in their home. But if you don't have the ability to carry two homes at one time, get the monkey off your back first. What I mean by that is get your home on the market, get your home sold, and you'll probably have to go out and rent a home for 6 months or live in mom and dad's basements for 6 months while you're building your future home. Again, working with a good agent that can kind of help you time that so you're not having to live in your parents' basement or in a rental property for 12 months. You can reduce that to as little as maybe 90 days. But one of the nicest things about getting that monkey off your back and getting your home sold is you'll know exactly what the amount of the proceeds that you have from your home and how much equity you have to work with when you go to build your next home. Therefore, you can then set that budget. There's not a, what if the market does this? What if the market does that? There's no highs and lows. You really get to then focus on really the fun part, and that's building the next home, and you don't have to worry about getting your home sold. So I would always recommend that if you're going to build a home, get your home on the market, get your home sold first, and then go down the path of building so that you can enjoy the process a lot more and really be able to have a budget to stick to. If you have any questions as you're out and about touring the parade of homes, don't hesitate to reach out. I'm happy to give you my honest opinion of any builder that you're looking at, and would love an opportunity to help you out.
Thank you for listening to the Raw Real Estate Podcast. If you have any feedback for this episode or want to suggest a future topic or even possible guests, head to wadehanson.com. There you can get links to my Facebook and LinkedIn pages. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel to see the video version of this podcast too. Again, thank you for listening to the Raw Real Estate Podcast. We'll talk soon.